Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Who Cares podcast. We're about to talk to Capital One. Thank you for talking to Stephen Moraga here on a recorded line on the Who Cares podcast. Stephen Moraga?
Yeah, may I know your account number?
Sure. It is 5178-0596.
All right, and how may I help you today, Mr. Moraga?
I'd just like to know what's going on in the account. I'd like to set up some kind of arrangement.
Oh, okay. Well, it shows here that your account is being handled by our dedicated department.
I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. That was very fast. What department?
Yeah. If you would like to know more, like detailed information about what's going on in your account, it is actually being handled by our dedicated team.
A dedicated team? A dedicated team?
Yeah. Yes.
So you're not dedicated?
I mean, our department is different from the department who is currently...
They're dedicated, you're not. Is that what you're saying? They're dedicated, you're not dedicated.
I am dedicated, but their department is the one who is actually handling your account.
They're actually called the dedicated team. They're called the dedicated team. What team would you be called?
This is the core servicing department. It's just that your account is being handled by different departments.
Core servicing non-dedicated. That's really what I guess it's called.
But your account is being handled by them.
Okay, but they still are part of the Capital One family, right? Actually, if you can see that there, I have two accounts. Are they both being handled by them?
Only the account that you have given.
Oh, okay. Can I give you another one? And let's see if that one's being handled by the dedicated team. Maybe this one's handled by the core servicing team. Is that okay?
Okay, let me pull up that.
Sure.
Yeah, let me pull up that account. Don't worry.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, may I have that account number?
Sure. It's 41. Name on there, Stephen Moraga with a PH. Think LLC is a business, and we are a dedicated business. Delicate too.
Okay, let me just pull up the account. 1 moment here. Okay, so I am able to pull up your account here right now. Your the account ending in 8459. It is under Smart Visa under the business name of THINK LLC, and it shows that this account is also handled by that department.
What department? What department?
Yes.
What department is that?
Our account resiliency department.
I'm sorry. Your what?
Account resiliency department.
Account resiliency. So we have a resilient department and we have a dedicated department, neither of which is yours. So you're neither resilient nor dedicated. Damn,
that is the same department, Mr. Moraga.
They really they place a lot of importance on them and not you. I would, if I were you, I would kind of argue that because I mean, to me, it sounds like you're a very dedicated, resilient woman, and no offense against that. It sounds like you do your due diligence, and if I were you, I'd want to talk to my supervisor and say, hey, listen, I'm resilient, I'm dedicated, but yet I'm having to pawn off these different accounts to these different departments, one that says resilient and one that says dedicated.
Yeah, I totally understand that, Mr. Moraga. As much as I'd love to provide you the information that you need today regarding with your...
I'm just in the giving mood. Merry Christmas, and I'm full of compliments. Thank you. Thank you, and a Merry Christmas to you and your family.
That's you did the same. Thank you for calling.
So which one are you transferring me to?
Well, the department that I'm talking about will start their operations by 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So their business hours is between...
Which one? Are you talking about the resilient department, or are we talking the dedication department?
Yeah.
No, not yeah. Which one? Because America wants to know. You're here live, like I told you, you're here live on the Who Cares podcast, and we're wondering, globally and nationally, we're wondering which department is particular, are you sending me to, or which one closes at Eastern Standard Time? Because you are a global bank, right? Right. So at which department?
Yeah, the one that I'm pertaining. Yeah, the one that I'm pertaining is one of our dedicated department.
Okay, they're open. Okay, but the resilient one not open.
That's still the same. It's the same.
Wait, hold on. Both departments are called the resilient department and the dedicated. So they're resilient and dedicated all in one department.
No, what I'm trying to say is one of our dedicated department is the account resiliency.
Okay. And so if they're resilient and they're dedicated, but you're telling me they're closed, right? Hold on. We have a caller on the line. That wants to talk to you because, I mean, this is unbelievable. Let me look up the definition of resilient real quick. Hold on, real quick. Resilient would be, probably, I'm not even going to speak for Webster's Dictionary, but resilient, right? So here we go. Resilient. Able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Well, I'm giving you a difficult condition. Doesn't look like that resilient department is able to withstand or recover. So then in number 2, able to recoil or spring back into shape after bending or stretching. I understand after being compromised or compressed. I'm compressing and compromising, yet these departments are not able to snap back and be available to me. So let's get somebody on the line right now, my wonderful tech, and let's get somebody on the line that can help me because America wants to know. Capital One's on the clock. Who am I going to be sent to?
Okay, well, thank you so much for providing that information. That is exactly what I'm trying to say. Thank you for providing me that.
What are you trying to say? Yeah.
Yeah, the definition of the resiliency is the same meaning that I'm trying to imply on. It's just that again, your account is being handled by them.
Okay.
So their business hours start at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can call us back between that.
No, I'd like to talk about it now because I'm a client. So let's talk about this now and let's see what we can do. Because they're neither resiliency. They're not resiliency would be a terrible description for that department. You might as well call them the maybe sometimes department, or I'm only available Eastern Standard Time department. Definitely resiliency would not be that particular name for that department. Let's be honest about that. Come on. Dedicated, definitely not. So we could call them Eastern kinda, or maybe sometimes.
That information once we're able to talk with one of their representatives.
Well, I can't because they're not resilient or dedicated. So let's talk to somebody that is. Let's get to that resiliency 24-hour department.
Exactly, but they're currently closed right now.
But you're available. I think you should call your department resiliency and dedicated and just take over that department.
No, but I don't have any access in your account, Mr. Moraga, as much as I love to provide the information.
I know you would. I get that. Yeah. So what do we do? Is there a supervisor or somebody that can tell me about that? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you can call us back by 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mr. Moraga.
So no, there's nobody in Capital One. I mean, you guys are a global bank, yet nobody can handle what I need to handle right now. I mean, it is late. I guess it's 9:30 on the West Coast. It's not really that late. Because I work 24, not 24 hours. Jesus, what am I, a zombie? I work very late. I think I sleep about 4 or 5, 6 hours. But I'm usually available to all my clients, if they call me with an emergency in the middle of the night. So I'd expect the same out of an institution like yourself, especially one that calls itself a resilient and dedicated institution.
Okay. Yeah, as much as I love to connect you over directly to them right now, they're closed.
Can I reach them online?
I'm not quite sure, but you can try.
Okay. So there's nobody there that can help me in this huge, massive conglomerate. There's about you are aware there's about 5 to 6, 7 global banks now that now have taken over the world. And it's unfortunate that this particular department only runs on Eastern Standard Time. I understand East Coast people are very important. Actually, I've met a lot, kind of shady. But besides that, most of them are very, I guess they have a little weird accent. They're like, hey, bro, hey. But what about the people in the Midwest? What about the people in Southwest? What about people in Georgia? Yeah, what about the people in China? What about the people in Russia? Oh, nobody wants to talk about Russia right now. So what is it? How do we get some people like on Russia Standard Time, on the Equator Standard Time? Possibly, the Hondurans. Maybe that's why the Hondurans are trying to come over here on their caravan. They need to get to Eastern Standard Time. because there's no other way that Capital One can talk to me. No, you know what? You have just saw. Everybody thinks it's because America has all this stuff to offer. It's just because the banks only offer stuff on Eastern Standard Time. That's all it is. Hondurans have been left out of the cold. Argentinians, Nicaraguans. Yeah, they're not in Eastern Standard Time.
We can definitely help with some accounts, but this account of yours is currently handled by the department.
East Coast people. This is East Coast bias. You know, it's the East Coast bias. I dealt with this when I was a Dodger fan, and my cousin was a Yankee fan, and everybody loved the East Coast. Nobody gave love to the Dodgers.
Okay.
Well, it's the East Coast 9:33. It's now 12:33 over there. 3 hours. Yeah, 12:33 over there. So I only have 6 hours to wait for the resilient and dedicated team that you've named it as such.
One of our dedicated team. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's subject to interpretation. You know that. So we'll let America decide, and I thank you very much for your time. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
You're more than welcome. Thank you so much for calling Capital.
Don't even want to give me your name, but thank you very much. America, that's Capital One. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fucking shit.